So I'd like to talk about the recovery for a tummy tuck. What could you expect after your tummy tuck? So after your tummy tuck, the surgery takes approximately an hour and a half to sometimes 2 hours, depending on how big the tummy tuck is. But most people recover within 30 to 40 minutes. Now, I give my patients two options when it comes to tummy tucks. Sometimes they could stay here, they could stay overnight as an overnight patient in my facility with my nurse overnight, or they could just go home. Or thirdly, they could stay at a home which has nursing care, or I could just put you into the hospital overnight. But most of these surgeries are done outpatient. I probably perform about 90% of my tummy tucks in an outpatient setting. The main reason for that is because I use tumescent anesthesia. So when I do my tummy tucks, I make sure that you're really numb. So I'm not just relying on the anesthesia that's being given to allow me to do this surgery for you. I actually could probably do this surgery completely under numbing medicine alone, and the anesthesia is just there just for your comfort. So if you do it that way, you're really comfortable, you're not in excruciating pain when you're going home, and most of my patients are walking out of here within 30 to 40 minutes of having their surgery. So what can you expect after your surgery if you have the surgery and you go home? So most people will have a little bit of soreness, a little bit of tenderness in and around their groin area, sometimes on the sides, but very, very tolerable. Most of my patients say that it's very tolerable and easily handled with, with a pain pill here and there every couple of hours. Now, most of my patients tell me that they have discomfort for probably 2 to 3 days. Now, those 2 to 3 days, they have soreness. After 3 to 4 days, they're getting back to more normal routines, walking around. This is not the type of surgery where you're going to be sitting in bed for days. Okay, we don't want that. This is outpatient, elective, ambulatory surgery. You want to be moving around, you want to be walking around, but not overdoing it. So, a couple of days of some mild discomfort. After about a week, most of my patients are back at work and back to doing normal chores. As far as exercise goes, most of my patients, it varies. Depending on the size of surgery and how involved the surgery was, you could go from 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on how aggressive you want your exercise regimen to be. But most people, after a week, they're walking, they're riding their bike, very, very comfortable. Now, tummy tucks, just to let people know, it does usually require drainage. So usually when I do a tummy tuck, I'll give you either 1, sometimes 2 drains, and they're small drains, usually on like a little bulb. It looks like a little small football, but that drain, it might fill up. You might have to empty it out maybe 2, maybe 3 times a day. Small amounts of drainage that gradually tapers. Generally, most patients have their drains removed after about a week, sometimes 10 days. It's very rare that it goes longer than that, and very rare that it's shorter than that. And those are, we keep it pretty low and keep the strings, the drainage tubes pretty short. So you're able to tuck those into your panties or within your pants. And most of my patients are back at work within a week, and no problem, no problem with that. It has a very, very high satisfaction rate because there's really nothing else that you can do to get rid of the skin, the loose skin, the spreading of the muscles. The only surgery that you could do for that is an abdominoplasty. And so if you're thinking about getting abdominoplasty done, don't hesitate. It's a great surgery. It will change your life, and the recovery isn't all that bad. It's not as bad as you might think it is. If you've had children, you could definitely do an abdominoplasty without any hesitation. Like I said, maybe 2-3 days of some mild discomfort in and around the groin area. But other than that, most people do really, really well. And I love doing abdominoplasties here at Sarasota Surgical Arts. and I hope hopefully you'll decide to have it with me. Thank you.